Welcome back to NTV at 1. Now, L.Victoria is bringing a show more trouble for residents and business owners, if I should put it that way, than ever before. The impact is being felt at all layers, especially along L.Victoria, which is shared by Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania. Scientists have for decades warned the impact of unprecedented and unpredictable climate change, like the current increased rainfall. And to speak to us about the effects of all this, we have Madam Ruth Chiwanuka, the Executive Officer of the Joint Energy and Environment Project. Good afternoon, and it's an honor to have you.
Good afternoon.
Well, to start with, try to bring us to speed. What does the Joint Energy and Environment Project do, and how has the rising water levels affected your project?
Joint Energy and Environment Projects is a local NGO, typically a local NGO, and in short it's JEEP. We abbreviate it as JEEP. And it was founded by fellow Ugandans in 1983 because in Ethiopia in 1982 had a very serious drought, which is said to have been due to environment degradation, not because they intended, but because they were doing all activities like we do here in Uganda, agriculture, whatever, farming, all that. So when they started dying because everything had gone, the natural resources, water had gone, the trees had gone, soil was going, animals were dying, so it was terrible. So when those founder members of JEEP heard over the news that Ethiopia was going through such a serious drought and people were dying, they really felt concerned and said they should start an organization in Uganda called Joint Energy and Environment Projects. And the major purpose was to create awareness to Ugandans how best we could use our natural resources wisely so that we don't run into the same problem like those people in Ethiopia.
And how has the rising water levels affected your operations?
The rising waters are terrible. It is affecting all our work. It is affecting, in fact, our hearts because it is too much. And we feel so bad that some of these things could have been prevented by the government.
How?
If you take, for instance, now the Minister of Water and Environment recently, 1st May, and another day in the middle of May, had a statement. I think he read it from the media center. Oh, I don't know where it is, but he read a very strong statement about all what is happening about the raising of water levels. And he mentioned in the statement the likely causes. And he went ahead to say, we have measures. So when you hear or when you read the whole statement, you can see that a lot has been done through our activities, which activities are known by the government and everybody in the country, especially people in charge, like I say, the ministry. So when we see that almost nothing had been done up to this level, when the levels are so high and the impact is so bad and the innocent people are dying and a lot of things are, we are losing a lot of things. So we feel bad. And there are areas where we can't go. We now can't go to Kalangala.
So what can we do as a nation? What can we make of use? How best can we use this moment to change? This
moment, first and foremost, I would like to urge the government to come up with, to implement exactly, because the statement says implementation must be immediate. The moment it was urgent. Yes, it is very, very urgent. They have to see how people get aware why nobody should go and put any activity, carry out an activity, any construction near the lake, near the water bodies, the banks, all the water bodies. All these words have been put there and which are still there should be stopped. But most important, people should be educated, including the people in the government, to be educated about environment, about conservation, and the use of natural resources.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Madam Ruth Chiwanuka. That happens to be the CEO of the Joint Energy and Environment Project. You and I have a noble cause to fight for environment and conserve the environment we have. Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon, and shortly after me, much more exciting programming follows. Remember to follow NTV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube. It's NTV Uganda. I'm Andrew Chamagiro. Good afternoon.